Welcome to TIFA Letters, the Filipino American History Month edition by the Filipino American Women Project. I'm your host, Jen Amos. Just like our summer series, I will read fictionalized letters, my creative interpretation of real conversations with you. These letters have been woven with heart, reflection, and truth to honor your stories while protecting your privacy. It all begins with one line. If I could say one thing, because sometimes one thing is all we need to take up a little more space. Let's get started. This letter is dedicated to Jamie Wins. Jamie, I admired how you chose the name Wins because you're always winning and you continue to win in heaven. May you rest in peace. To my dear fans, if I could say one thing, it's this. Life is unpredictable. Sometimes it's breathtakingly beautiful, and sometimes it's just hard. But even when it's hard, even when it hurts so much that you don't know if it's worth getting up in the morning, there is always, and I mean always, something worth holding on to. Because being alive is a privilege not given to everyone. You know, I've always been a wanderlust, and my life has always been full of twists and turns. From being this bubbly TV game host back in the Philippines, to choosing my next home in California. My life at times looked picture perfect. There was the glamour that came with the fame, the cameras, the lights, the fans. It all looked so shiny from the outside. And the truth is, I enjoyed it. Oh, how I enjoyed it, because I had dreamed of having all of that since I was little. Growing up, my mom would protect me and shelter me from the outside world to the point that I wasn't even allowed to cross the street. And I know that this was her way of showing how much she loved me. But it made me feel stuck. It made me feel trapped. And I was always this creative soul who craved more. I wanted more. I wanted to do something that moves me. So when I got a chance to do something that I love and stand in front of the cameras, I thought I was finally free. Then I was wrong. You know that saying, be careful what you wish for? Well, it didn't take long for me to realize that fame was just another cage making me feel trapped. I needed more. I knew that there had to be more. So I impulsively left to escape from everything. I packed my bags and walked away from everything familiar in the Philippines, everything that I called home. It might sound crazy walking away from fame. I've been told often that people crave it and might find it difficult to imagine someone choosing to abandon it. But in that moment, it felt like the right decision for me. I went to Australia. Then I spent a few years traveling through Europe until finally choosing SoCal as my new home. What I found living out here was simple. Happiness didn't feel loud or glamorous, and it most certainly is not found in the applause or the money. I have found that happiness is in the stillness, in those small, unfiltered, quiet moments that remind you you're alive. I was joyfully working a part-time job at a hotel, and I was very happy there when life decided to throw me one of its biggest plot twists. I became diagnosed with cancer. Not just once, not just twice, but many times for years to come. It was a roller coaster. I thought life was so unfair. I thought that I didn't deserve something like this. I was questioning everything, angry at the world. But then I chose life. I learned that we wake up in the morning and we can choose to live. Just the fact that I'm still here, still breathing, my heart's still beating, it's enough for me to feel grateful. See, the first time when I was diagnosed, I thought I had learned what strength meant. The second time, and many more times after that, I learned what surrender meant. I learned to stop fighting life and instead live with it. I realized that I was still here for a reason, and I wanted to make the most of this wonderful, God-given opportunity to just be alive and breathe. I'm not going to lie. Some days, I'm still angry, scared, tired. But I pray, and I talk to my Heavenly Father and surrender. I trust Him because what else can I do but trust? And somehow through all the hardships, through all the tears, and on this crazy roller coaster ride, I found peace. The thing is, when you've felt how fragile your life could be, every breath becomes a gift. Waking up and realizing you're still here, that is God's grace. That is more than enough to feel gratitude, enough to feel happy, or to work, or, at the very least, embrace the time to feel happy. Nowadays, I'm literally living one day at a time. I say thank you first thing in the morning. I enjoy how the breeze feels against my skin when I open my windows, noticing the warmth of the sun, smelling my coffee, hearing laughter outside, and realizing that this is what life is really about. I also know how lucky I was to be in America when I was diagnosed, because back home in the Philippines, it's not easy to get treatment. I always wondered why my fans from the Philippines would say, "I'll pray for you. I'm praying for you. I'll pray for you." And to be honest, it gets annoying after a while. But the last time I visited the Philippines and had a health scare, I finally understood. I understood why they prayed for me. My heart goes out to all the cancer patients who keep fighting with the uncertainty of whether or not they will get professional care. Those who may pass away before they're even considered to start treatment. I'm homesick for the Philippines, but I have better health care here. And I'm still determined to build my life here, a life that feels authentic and aligned with who I really am, a life of freedom. So, when I feel alone, being far away from my family, when I remember how they must feel, knowing that they can't be by my side when I'm going through something as challenging and difficult as cancer is, I remember to feel grateful that I got another chance at life in the first place. Because at home, that might not have happened. I might not be here in this very moment if I had stayed in the Philippines. And I wouldn't really change a thing about the life I live today. Through all the ups and downs, life has taught me to love myself more gently. Even the version of myself that is still scared and still healing. The version of myself that is still learning how to be here. And you know what? Life didn't get easier. Not by any means. But it has gotten softer, like flowers starting to bloom again. The nights I would cry myself to sleep, feeling hopeless and lost, made me realize that my Heavenly Father gave me another chance for a reason. I am destined to share stories of hope and spread the good word. I want to make beautiful memories while I'm still here and make the rest of my life the best of my life. I made the decision, despite the hard choices to be made and the difficult circumstances that kept pestering, to keep doing my best to inspire before I expire. And really, when I think about it, that's really all of us. That's really all any of us can do. Love, give, laugh, forgive, dance. I really hope that you'll give faith a fighting chance. And if you have a choice to sit it out or dance, well, I sure hope you dance. Because, my friends, life is short, too short to hold back, and too short to live halfway. The truth no one wants to hear is that pain will find you, no matter what. But joy is something you'll notice if you choose to look for it, and you'll have to nurture it. And when you find it, when you find joy, I hope that you'll capture it and nurture it every single day. It's in the laughter that escapes between the tears, in the strength you find when you thought you had none left. It's in the little wins, those quiet victories that no one else sees but you. So, my friends, live. Win this game of life with me. Say thank you first thing in the morning and really mean it. Hug tighter, laugh louder, cry when you need to. Take that trip, call that friend, write that story, create art. And above all else, be kind to others and to yourself. I obviously don't have it all figured out, and I don't pretend that I do, because I'm still learning every day, enjoying every day, just like everyone else, and I'm still growing, still choosing to live every day as if it's my last. Because maybe it is. But I'm not afraid. On the contrary, it's an honor. It's an honor that with every breath, every heartbeat is a chance to begin again. It's a reminder that life is a blessing. Despite all the rocks being thrown at you, despite all the struggles, I chose to call myself Jamie Wins. Not for vanity or to just call myself a winner for the sake of it, but because for me, winning is not about achieving great things, but it's more about embracing the day-to-day journey head on. You can wake up and feel horrible, and yet choose to do what you need to do. To me, it's those little things that pull you back, and yet you chose to move forward. That's winning, my friends. So, to my dear fans, I hope that you can remember that daily battles will always come, but it's really up to us on how we're going to nurture that winning mindset and winning mentality that we just need to keep going, keep thriving, and keep winning. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being part of my journey, for praying with me and for me, for walking with me. You've made my life brighter just by being here. So if I could say one final thing, it's this. I hope that in some way, my story reminds you to slow down, breathe, and start over when you need to. Because it's okay to start over as many times as you need to. Even when the music changes, I hope you keep dancing. And with all my messy, grateful, fighting love, and as a woman who chooses to dance through it all, this is my love letter to you, my fans. Love, Jamie wins. May she rest in peace. If you could reflect on one thing, it's this. What is one small, beautiful thing you can notice and be grateful for in this very moment? Want to respond? You can reply today at tfaletters.com. That's TFAW as in the Filipino American woman, letters as in plural.com, tfaletters.com. Or better yet, write your own letter. Submissions are now open. You can include your name or stay completely anonymous. So, if you could say one thing, what would it be? Subscribe for free today at tfaletters.com and follow the steps in the welcome email to submit your letter. I hope to read yours in the upcoming season. P.S. This concludes the Filipino American History Month edition of Tifa Letters. Thanks so much for listening, and stay tuned for our holiday edition. Bye for now.